7 reasons women slowly resent their husbands with age, and how to not turn into a grumpy emotional cactus. Ever notice how some women in long marriages go from hard-eyed newlyweds to barely tolerating the sound of their husband's breathing? Yeah, that's not just in sitcoms. It's real, it's painful, and unfortunately, it's common. What once was whispered sweet nothings is now muttered passive-aggressive sighs over laundry and remote control wars. But why does this happen? Why do so many women, after surviving decades with the same man, suddenly find themselves internally screaming every time he leaves his socks on the floor? Spoiler, it's not because they've gone crazy. It's because resentment is a slow-cooked dish, and the ingredients are decades of emotional neglect, unacknowledged effort, and an avalanche of unmet needs. Let's break it down, shall we? Number 1. Decades of emotional labor with all the appreciation of a broken toaster. Remembering birthdays, buying gifts for in-laws you barely tolerate, planning every meal since 1983, and keeping the family calendar in your head like a human Google assistant. Emotional labor isn't about folding towels. It's about being the executive manager of everything invisible that keeps life from collapsing. Now, imagine doing that for 40 years. Without applause, without backup, without even a hey, thanks. Yeah, you'd be simmering too. Carol, 72, retired teacher, multitasked her entire marriage, 3 kids, full-time job, made life cozy and magical like some sort of unpaid event planner. Now she looks back and realizes she basically ran a hotel with no staff or tips. And guess what? She's tired, not of him breathing, but of not being seen. Men often think paying the bills equals partnership. Newsflash, marriage isn't just about money, it's about emotional investment. If you treat your wife like she's just the help with benefits, don't be shocked when she mentally checks out. Number 2, she's your roommate now, not your wife, and she hates it. Early marriage was flirting, deep talks, maybe a stolen kiss during dishes. Now it's silent TV dinners and snoring contests. If the last time you asked her how she felt was during the Bush administration, don't be surprised when she's more excited to see the dog than you. Linda, 69, was once wooed with late-night walks. Now her husband communicates in grunts and remote clicks. Intimacy left the building, took the car keys, and never came back. And the worst part, he didn't even notice. To him, things are fine. To her, it's emotional solitary confinement. Women crave connection. They want to be heard, seen, and occasionally hugged without needing to schedule it. When that disappears, they don't just feel bored, they feel abandoned, and then they stop trying. Number 3. Unresolved arguments aging like sour milk. You said something in 1997, forgot her birthday in 2003, dismissed her feelings in 2011. Each time she let it go. But she didn't forget. Those tiny wounds added up like emotional credit card debt, and now she's one overdue apology away from exploding at your breathing pattern. Patricia, 74, looked like she had the perfect marriage. But inside she carried a museum of unspoken hurt. Every time he brushed off her feelings with, "You're too sensitive," or "That was years ago," she added another brick to the wall between them. Now it's not a marriage, it's a quiet battlefield. Silence doesn't mean peace. It often means resignation. And once she stops fighting, it's not because she's at peace, it's because she's done wasting energy. Number 4. She evolved. He didn't. Now she's stuck with a human rerun after the kids moved out and the house got quiet. Something happened. She wanted more. More adventure, more meaning. Maybe a pottery class or a trip to Portugal. He wanted the same recliner, the same TV shows, the same soup. Helen, 68, retired librarian, wanted to bloom in her golden years. He wanted to rot in the same routine. Every time she suggested doing something new, he shrugged and said, "I'm fine." What he didn't get was that she wasn't. When you spend decades putting yourself last and then realize no one's putting you first, something inside you snaps, and suddenly he's not a partner. He's a brick wall between you and the life you still want. Number 5, she misses touch. He misses the point. Affection isn't just for teenagers. Women want to feel desired, even after 60. And when hugs turn into shoulder bumps and kisses vanish like your joint cartilage, she notices. Sharon, 71, remembered when holding hands was normal. Now they sit on the same couch like distant cousins. She mentioned missing the romance. He said, "Aren't we too old for that?" And just like that, he aged their marriage 1,000 years in one sentence. It's not about sex, it's about warmth, connection, being wanted. When that disappears, she doesn't just feel lonely, she feels invisible. And that's a pain no wrinkle cream can fix. Number 6. Congratulations. She officially feels taken for granted. Remember when you thanked her for dinner, or noticed the fresh haircut, or bought her flowers for no reason? Yeah, neither does she. Now she feels like the default setting of your life. Useful but unappreciated. Nancy, 72, was a human glue stick. Made meals, ran the house, and remembered everything so he didn't have to. One day she asked if he noticed. He shrugged. And that shrug was the death rattle of her last shred of enthusiasm. Appreciation doesn't require confetti, just a little, "Hey, I see you." Without it, she starts to fade, not physically, emotionally. And once that switch flips, it's hard to flip it back. Number 7. They're two strangers with matching coffee mugs. This one's the kicker. The final stage of emotional extinction. She looks at him one morning and thinks, who is this guy? And worse, why am I still here? Margaret, 74, used to talk to her husband for hours. Now they exchange grocery lists. She wants to discuss life. He wants to discuss sports highlights. Every meaningful topic gets shut down faster than a dial-up modem. He thinks silence means harmony. She knows it means loss. Not just of conversation, but of connection. And while he's fine coasting into retirement with matching recliners, she's mourning the man who used to care. Final thoughts. Resentment doesn't crash into your life like a meteor. It creeps in like mold. No one wakes up hating their spouse. It happens over years of silence, disappointment, and emotional erosion. But resentment doesn't always mean it's over. It just means something has to change, radically, and soon. Maybe it's a hard conversation. Maybe it's therapy. Maybe it's finally saying I need more. Whatever it is, you deserve to be seen, to be appreciated, to be loved like a person, not a routine. You gave decades. Your feelings are valid. Your needs are real. And if no one told you lately, you're allowed to want joy, even now. Especially now.